Hi everyone, it's Lindy. It's time for this week's Motivation Monday. So this week I wanted to kind of touch on a different point of view. A lot of the times all we can think about is hustle harder, hustle harder, hustle harder, and trying to push ourselves to the most that we can be, to the greatest things that we can achieve. But sometimes we do have to step back and realize it's not always about hustling harder. Sometimes it's about hustling enough. Not everybody that chooses to be a reseller has the drive or the ability even to create a huge business making thousands of dollars every month. Some people don't have that drive or don't have that ability, and that's okay. Sometimes we just want to make a little bit of extra money. Sometimes we just want to add a couple $100s to the grocery budget, or we want to add a few $100s to go towards a car payment, or maybe we have some student loan debt that we're needing to pay off and we're needing a couple $100 extra to do that. You know, sometimes we don't need to push ourselves onto the brink of insanity if it's not necessary. And so that's what I wanted to talk about. You know, I hear that a lot. I hear hustle harder, work harder, get bigger. Everything needs to be bigger and better. And I get wrapped up in it too. I really do. I get wrapped up in wanting to grow bigger and make more money and increase my gross sales and get more and more pieces in my store. And then sometimes I come to a point where I stop and I think to myself, is this what I want? When is enough? Sometimes it's not about hustling harder, it's about hustling enough. If you have a goal for yourself to use eBay or Amazon or Poshmark or reselling locally, if you have a goal of using one of those e-commerce platforms to make your car payment, then hustle as much as you need to make that car payment. Call it good. You don't have to push yourself to being stressed out and overworked and not enjoying life anymore if you don't need to. Hustle just enough. Just enough to reach the goals that you want to reach. Don't think that just because you can't keep up with some of the biggest sellers on eBay that what you're doing is not good enough, because it is. Every dollar that you are bringing in to help your family, to help pay your bills, to help pay off debt, every single dollar is worth celebrating. So sometimes you need to focus on that more than working harder. You also want to be careful not to get in over your head. That is really, really easy to do if you have a hustle harder mentality. Now, I'm not saying that having a hustle harder mentality is bad, because sometimes we feel that need, that drive to grow bigger, better, and badder than everybody else. But sometimes we do need to dial it back in a little bit, and we need to realize what we're capable of, what our drive is, what our real ambition is, because sometimes if you let that hustle harder mentality take a hold of you, it's really easy to get it over your head. It's really easy to spend more money on inventory than you had anticipated, which could put you in the red when you were in the black. It's also really easy for you to get in over your head with merchandise. If you don't have room to store a lot of things, if you feel that hustle harder drive to just buy and buy and buy and you're not selling as fast, sometimes you need to see where you might need to step back a little bit, because it's going to start taking over your home. It's going to start taking over your office. It's going to start overwhelming you. And when you get overwhelmed, if you're anything like me, if you get overwhelmed, it's harder to work. And when it's harder to work, you get more stressed out. And when you get more stressed out, you don't get anything done. You just crawl into bed and pull a blanket over your head and don't want to do anything. Bottom line is, don't be too hard on yourself. If you don't get things accomplished, Don't punish yourself. If you don't feel like you're keeping up with the next bestseller, don't worry about it. Every dollar that you make is benefiting you. Hustle just enough to keep you happy. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and let me know. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, I hope you will. Thank you again so much for watching. I will see you with my next video. Bye.